Today, we shall travel to the banks of the Kennebec River, this time in the town of Hallowell. The story I will share with you today will be a bit different. This tale is about a young couple sought the help of a man the locals regarded as a weather wizard. Episode 10. Uncle Kaler, Hallowell, Maine. The town of Hallowell was actually larger than the current version we know now. When it was first settled in 1762, it would have encompassed parts of what is now Augusta, Chelsea, and Manchester. While it started with just a few people, the population rose over time, reaching a few thousand by the time Maine became a state in 1820. Granite was a prosperous business for Hallowell, with a large quarry near the Manchester border. With such a long history, there are many tales to share about this quaint little town.
Hello! Welcome back to another Stranger Maine. So I'm here on the banks of the Kennebec River in the historic town of Hallowell, and I bring you a slightly different story today. I know usually I talk about haunted places or abandoned sites, but today I've got a kind of a paranormal story about a magic man who can manipulate the weather, by the name of Uncle Kaler. Now, Hallowell's a very important place to me. This is my father's hometown, and Boynton's Market, which used to be the big grocery store, well, big, as in the little grocery store that everyone went to, was owned by my great-grandfather, Arthur Boynton. So I've got a lot of personal connections. Trying to find a story I could share with you from Hallowell has been kind of a goal, and this one's kind of different. So, Hallowell was actually quite a hub of activity back in the day. Easy access to the Kennebec River meant they could send shipments of whatever product across the world. The railroad lines that are right up the hill could allow them to send their granite, which is a huge resource here, to literally anywhere across the globe. There are places in Boston that actually have Hallowell granite made out in their construction. So, because of all that activity in the hubbub, there used to be a lot of mills around here, even down in the river. So let me tell you a little bit about Uncle Kaler and a story of true love that he helped save.
Back in the early days of Hallowell, a young couple was deeply in love. However, their families disapproved of the relationship. They would not let this stop them, so they snuck out and headed to Hallowell to be married. The young woman's family got wind of the plan, and a few of them were hot on their heels. Using dogs to track their scent through the woods and roads, the duo was sure to be caught. Fortunately, they had an idea. They had heard tales of Uncle Kaler, a local man with a reputation as having magical powers. It was said that Uncle Kaler could produce potions that would create intense storms, the kind that would wash away their scent so that the dogs wouldn't find them. Having a slim head start from the bride's family, the couple arrived at his doorstep. They pleaded their case to him, and the groom offered to pay Uncle Kaler money to make sure that they could make their way to the courthouse to be legally wed. Uncle Kaler was said to be a bit of a romantic at heart, so he asked the couple to wait in his garden while he went inside. He came out a little while later with a bag. He told the young man, "Go out and empty the contents on the road, then throw the bag into the nearby river." Eager to be on their way, he did exactly as he was told. Uncle Kaler stayed with the bride and picked out some of the loveliest flowers in his garden to make her a wedding bouquet. The young man returned saying that he had done what he was told, but nothing had happened. Uncle Kaler assured him that their solution was coming, but they had best be on their way. They offered their payment, but he refused and wished them a happy life. As they made their way towards the town hall, the sky started to darken. A storm was brewing, heavy clouds ready to burst forth and wash away the young couple's scent from their paths they had taken. Uncle Kaler looked up to the sky and muttered to himself, "I might have made this batch a touch too strong." A fierce storm touched down in Hallowell that day, causing a quiet brook to turn into a gorge. The force of the water had loosened the supporting rock for a small grist mill. Unable to withstand the pressure, the mill collapsed into the river and was swept downstream. The rock also got pulled in, but it got held partway down, where it now rests as Mill Rock.
So like I said, a different story than I usually tell. When I first read about this in one of my ghost books, I actually found a reference to an old book from the early 1900s about Hallowell, and strangely enough, I actually found it on Google. It's going to be in the references at the end of the program here. So the question is, did Uncle Kaler actually cause a storm of such magnitude that it washed one of the mills out of the river, and that's why the base is there and the mill is not? I don't know. Oftentimes we use stories to explain things that we don't really want to keep as a regular explanation. Think of the Desert of Maine episode. So Maybe he did save them from their families as they attempted to get to Augusta to get married. Maybe it's just a story to explain what happened one day. But either way, it's kind of a nice one. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Stranger Maine.